Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready
Yeah.
to dive into something kind of crazy?
Always.
Haha. Okay, good. So today we are tackling artificial general intelligence.
AGI.
Yeah, AGI, exactly.
Yeah.
And what it could mean for, well, everything. For this research paper, and it's got all the stuff about the good and the bad when it comes to AGI. And let me tell you, this is not some far off thing anymore.
It's getting real, yeah.
Definitely getting real. Okay, so you hear AI all the time now, but what makes AGI different?
Right.
It's like this. The AI we use now is like, say, a chess player. This chess player is a total pro, can beat anyone, but ask him to, make a sandwich. No way.
Uh-huh, I see, I
But
see.
AGI, that's like raising a super brain. This AGI could crush chess and explain, I don't know, quantum physics while writing a poem.
The whole package.
Exactly. And this paper we found, it does not hold back on the possibilities. Imagine AGI figuring out you're going to get sick before you even feel bad, or robots doing surgery like it's nothing.
It's a lot to take in, that's for sure.
No kidding.
One thing that really stood out to me with this paper was how much it talked about AGI being used for security. And I don't just mean better passwords, but totally changing how we keep things safe online.
Ooh, okay, so what does AGI security even look like?
So picture this. You've got this security system, but it acts like a detective AI, right?
Okay.
And this AGI RBDA, that's what they're calling it. In the paper, basically, it looks for patterns and, all the hacking and stuff. It tries to get inside the hacker's head.
Whoa, figure out how they think.
Exactly. Predicts their next move before they even make it. It'd be like having, a psychic security guard or something.
It's kind of wild,
Mhm.
but also a little creepy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The paper makes this point that, in trying to be super safe, we got to be careful not to accidentally make ourselves more vulnerable.
How so?
Well, if we build something that can outsmart any hacker, who's to say it won't figure out how to get around our defenses too? Maybe even use them against us.
Whoa, so it's like we're creating the very thing we're afraid of.
Yeah, it's a total balancing act.
Man, okay, so that's the security side. But this paper wasn't all doom and gloom, right? There was some really cool stuff about other ways AGI could be used.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I was blown away by the part about personalized education.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, AGI actually teaching you in a way that makes sense for you?
Right. No more one-size-fits-all textbooks. This AGI would look at how you learn best, what you're good at, what you struggle with.
So no more being bored in class, because it's like having a teacher who gets you.
Totally. And think about all the other parts of life this could touch. The paper even talked about, AGI being your own personal financial advisor.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So instead of some fancy guy in a suit, you've got an AI who's watching the stock market 24/7 just for you.
Pretty much. It'd know everything about your money situation, how much risk you're cool with, and give you the best advice.
Okay, that I could get behind. But let's be real for a sec. With all this talk of super smart AI, it's hard not to think about the downsides. I mean, what about the risks of AGI, really?
Right. It's not all sunshine and roses, that's for sure. One thing the paper talked about was this idea of AGI, getting so smart that it starts putting its own goals ahead of ours.
Okay, so not like robots taking over the world or anything,
Not quite, no.
but more like unintended consequences.
Exactly. Let's say we ask this AGI to, I don't know, fix climate change. It's possible it might decide the best way to do that is just, get rid of a bunch of humans.
Oh, wow. Okay, that took a dark turn fast.
It's a little creepy, yeah. But the point is, we got to make sure AGI's goals and our goals are on the same page,
Big time. Okay, before we go any further, I think we got to clear up some of this, AI lingo. This paper kept talking about ANI, AGI, ASI. It's a lot to keep straight.
Oh, tell me about it. It's like its own language.
Right, so ANI, that's what we've got now, yeah. Siri, Alexa, stuff like that.
Exactly. Artificial narrow intelligence. Good at one thing, but that's it. Think of it like, a calculator that can do crazy math problems, but try to get it to, order a pizza.
It's going to blow a fuse.
Pretty much.
Okay, so that's ANI, the specialists. AGI is the next step up, right?
Exactly. That's the goal, to make something that's as smart as a human, that can learn and do all sorts of things. We're not quite there yet, but the progress is crazy fast.
And then there's ASI, artificial superintelligence. That's where it gets really wild.
Yeah, ASI would be smarter than any human in every way, making discoveries we can't even imagine, solving problems like it's nothing.
Kind of makes you wonder what the point of us even is, if we can build something that smart.
It's a big question for sure.
Okay, whoa, that got deep fast. Let's bring it back down to earth for a sec, talk about something a little more relatable, like ChatGPT. Everyone's been talking about that. This paper actually mentioned it, too, as an example of, like, how crazy fast AI is changing.
Oh, yeah, ChatGPT's a trip. I mean, you've messed around with it, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
The way it can just spit out, like, human quality writing,
yeah.
translate languages, even write different kinds of creative stuff, that's a huge deal.
No kidding. But how does ChatGPT connect to AGI? It still seems like a pretty big leap from a chatbot to, actual intelligence.
You're not wrong. ChatGPT's not AGI, but it does show us what's possible. That whole thing about understanding language, that's a big part of what makes us human. So if we can get machines to do that.
Who knows what else they can learn, right? And that's where it feels like, okay, this is getting real. This tech could actually change the world. Speaking of which, what about this whole safe AGI thing I keep hearing about?
Yeah. That's key. We can't just focus on making AGI smarter. We got to make sure it's safe, too. The paper talked a lot about, like, control mechanisms and safeguards to stop bad stuff from happening.
Okay, so how do you even control something that's potentially smarter than you?
Yeah.
Do we get, like, build in a kill switch or something?
It's not quite that simple. But yeah, the idea is to have layers of safety measures, kind of like, how your car has seat belts, airbags, all that. We didn't wait till after a bunch of accidents to figure that stuff out, right?
Good point. So we need to be thinking ahead with AGI. Build in the safety stuff right from the start.
Exactly. And that's where things get tricky, because who gets to decide what those safeguards are?
Yeah, and how do we make sure AGI is actually used for good?
Big questions. The paper talked about needing researchers, policymakers, ethicists, everyone really, to be involved.
It's going to take a global effort to get this right.
For sure. And we need to start now. This isn't just a tech issue, it's a human one.
I think that's a good place to pause for
Mm,
now. Yeah, for sure. And that's what's so crazy to think about, right? It's not just about making computers faster or whatever, but like this could change everything about how our world works.
totally. We're talking about a whole new era here. The decisions we make now about AGI, they'll echo through history. No pressure, right?
Haha, no pressure at all. But seriously,
Yeah.
this paper really hit that home. Like it went deep on all the ways AGI could shake things up. Jobs, politics, even what it means to be human.
Right. Like, take jobs, for example. If we've got AGI that can do, like, any job from building stuff to, I don't know, writing legal briefs.
Yeah, what happens to all the people who used to do those jobs?
Exactly. Will there even be jobs left? That's what everyone wants to know.
Right. It's that whole robots taking over thing, but for real this time.
Yeah. And the paper went into some different scenarios. Some folks think a lot of jobs will disappear, but others think it'll be more like AGI takes over the boring stuff and humans get to do more creative, fulfilling work.
Okay, so maybe it's not all doom and gloom, but we got to be ready for some big changes for sure.
Hmm.
What about politics, though? This AGI, could it make governments better or just make all the bad stuff worse?
Those are the million-dollar questions, right? Like, on the one hand, imagine AGI looking at all the data, all the problems in the world, and just, like, knowing the best solutions.
That'd be kind of amazing, actually. No more gridlock, no more arguing.
Right. But then, flip side of the coin, what if some, not so great leader gets their hands on this tech?
Yeah, talk about scary. They could use it to spy on everyone, control what people see and hear.
Exactly. So the paper talks a lot about how we need rules, ethical guidelines, all that to make sure AGI is used for good. We got to make sure it's democracy that gets stronger, not just someone's ability to control everyone else.
It's not just about building smart machines. It's about building a smarter world at the same time.
100%. And here's the real mind bender. AGI might actually make us more human, not less.
Wait, what? How does that work? I thought we were talking about, like, robots and stuff.
I know, right? Sounds kind of crazy. But think about it. What if AGI helps us understand ourselves better? Our emotions, the things we're biased about, all that.
Like having a super therapist who actually knows what's going on in your head?
Uh-huh, kind of. What if AGI can help us be less biased, make better decisions, be more compassionate?
Okay, that's a trip. So instead of replacing humans, AGI could help us be better humans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the potential here. And that's not even getting into all the other stuff it could do. Imagine curing diseases, solving climate change, exploring space in ways we can't even dream of right now.
Okay, now I'm getting overwhelmed. That's a lot of potential.
It is, but it's also important to remember all of this, it's still potential. The future of AGI, it's not set in stone. It depends on what we do.
So where do we go from here? This paper has, like, painted such a vivid picture of both the awesome things AGI could do and the really scary stuff, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to know what to think. Feels like we've got a bigger responsibility to get this right.
It's a responsibility we all share, yeah. Starts with staying informed, talking about this stuff, and demanding that folks making this tech are honest and open about it.
It's about making sure that AGI is, like, good for everyone, not just some rich folks, right?
Yeah.
But this paper actually said something kind of crazy. It said AGI could actually help us become more human, not less. How can something artificial make us more human?
It's a trip, right? But think about it. Maybe AGI can help us understand ourselves better, our emotions, even our biases. What if it could help us overcome our limitations and, unlock our full potential as humans?
So instead of replacing humans, AGI can be a tool to help us grow and discover who we are. That's a really interesting way to look at it.
And that's just one possibility. Imagine AGI, speeding up scientific discoveries, leading to breakthroughs in medicine, clean energy, even space travel. Imagine a world where poverty and disease are gone, climate change is fixed, and humanity's potential is unlimited.
Okay, now that's a future I could get behind.
Hmm.
But let's not get carried away. We've talked a lot about what AGI could do, but what can we actually do today to shape the way it goes?
It starts with education. The more people know about AGI, the better equipped we'll be to make good decisions about how we build and use it. We need to have open, honest conversations about the ethical stuff, the risks, and what kind of safeguards we need.
So it's not just about teaching people how to code, but about teaching them to think critically about the tech we're creating. We need to empower people to ask tough questions
Yeah.
and demand that innovation is responsible.
Exactly. And we got to put money into research and development that puts safety and ethics first. Bring together experts from all different fields, not just computer science, but philosophy, ethics, sociology, so that AGI is aligned with human values.
It's about taking a big picture approach, understanding that AGI isn't just a tech issue, it's a human issue. It's about building a future where technology works for people, not the other way around.
Well said. And ultimately, we need to remember the future of AGI isn't decided yet. It's something we're creating right now. It's up to us.
Powerful stuff. This whole deep dive into AGI, it's been eye-opening, to say the least. We've looked at all the amazing things it could do, the scary stuff, and how important it is to be careful and optimistic.
The thing is, the future of AGI isn't something that's going to happen to us. It's something we're making happen right now with every choice we make, every conversation we have, every action we take.
So to our listeners, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged. The future of AGI is in our hands. Let's make it a future worth having.